Depression is more than just feeling sad. Everyone feels sad sometimes. That is normal. Life brings ups and downs, but depression is different. It is a heavy feeling that stays. It does not go away easily. It can feel like a dark cloud, a cloud that follows you everywhere. This feeling can last for weeks, or it can continue for many months. It changes how you see the world. Colors may seem duller. Joy might feel impossible to reach. You might feel empty inside. It's a persistent, deep ache, an ache that touches everything. Depression affects your daily life. It can make simple tasks very hard. Getting out of bed can feel like climbing a mountain. Your thoughts might become negative. You might blame yourself for things. Your body can feel tired all the time. Sleep and appetite often change too. It's an illness that affects your whole being. It is important to know this. Depression is not a sign of weakness. It is not something you can just snap out of. It is a real health condition. It needs understanding and care. Many people experience this weight. Recognizing it is the first step towards finding help. If you feel this way, you are not alone. Many people around the world live with depression. The World Health Organization tells us this. They say millions suffer from this condition. It is one of the most common mental disorders. It happens in every country, in every culture. People feel this pain. It is a shared human experience, sadly. Depression does not pick and choose. It can affect anyone at any time. Young people can get depression. Older people can get depression too. It affects men and women. It doesn't matter how much money you have or what job you do. This suffering does not discriminate. Some people think depression is increasing. Are our modern lives making us sadder? We live with a lot of pressure to succeed, to be happy always. Maybe we are more disconnected now, disconnected from each other, from nature. And these are big questions we need to ask. Understanding why is very important. Knowing you're not alone can help. It can reduce feelings of shame or feelings of being different. So many others understand this struggle. They have walked in similar shadows. There is strength in knowing this. It can be a small light in the darkness, a reminder that connection is possible. Figuring out if it's depression is not simple. It is not like a quick blood test. Doctors need to listen carefully. They listen to your story, your feelings. It is about understanding your unique pain, not just ticking boxes on a form. Though forms can sometimes guide the questions, the human experience is key here. Doctors look for certain key signs. A very low mood is one main sign. This mood lasts most of the day. It continues for at least 2 weeks. Another key sign is losing interest. Losing interest in things you once enjoyed. Hobbies don't feel fun anymore. Activities feel like a burden now. There are other signs too. Changes in sleep are common. Some people sleep too much, others can't sleep at all. Appetite might change as well. You might eat more or much less. Feeling tired and having no energy is frequent. Finding it hard to concentrate is another. It is very important to talk to a professional. A doctor or a therapist can help. They can understand what is happening. Self-diagnosing can be misleading. You might miss something important, or you might worry unnecessarily. Getting the right support starts with a conversation with someone who understands. For a long time, we heard one story. Depression is a chemical imbalance in the brain. You might have heard of serotonin, a chemical messenger in our brains. The idea was low serotonin causes depression, so pills were made to increase it. This story is simple but not complete. It's only part of a much bigger picture. The brain is incredibly complex. It's not just one chemical going up or down. Many chemicals and pathways are involved. Scientists are still learning so much. Some research shows differences in brain structure or differences in brain activity in people who are depressed. But what causes what is still a question? Genes can also play a part. If your family has a history of depression, you might have a slightly higher risk. This does not mean you will definitely get it. Genes are not like a fixed blueprint. They are more like a set of possibilities. Our life experiences interact with our genes. They can switch genes on or off. So biology is involved, yes, but it is not the only answer. It is not just faulty wiring in your head. Saying it's chemical is too simple. It can make people feel broken. It can make us ignore other important causes. Our lives, our connections, our experiences matter deeply. The brain responds to the world around it. Section 5, Scars. We can't see life events and our inner world. Our lives shape us in profound ways. Difficult experiences can leave deep marks. These marks are not always visible. Things like trauma or abuse are powerful. Losing someone you love is very painful. These events can trigger deep sadness. They can change how we see the world and how we see ourselves within it. Long-term stress is another heavy burden. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day. Eventually you will feel exhausted. Worrying about money all the time is stressful. Having a job that makes you feel worthless is hard. Dealing with conflict at home takes a toll. This kind of stress wears down our resilience. It can make us vulnerable to depression. Our experiences also teach us ways to think. If you grew up feeling criticized often, you might develop negative thought patterns. You might often think you are not good enough, or that bad things will always happen. These thoughts can become automatic. They can fuel feelings of sadness and hopelessness. It's like a loop playing in your mind. These experiences can disconnect us. They can disconnect us from our true selves. They can disconnect us from our joy and from our sense of safety in the world. Painful experiences are a natural part of life, but when they are overwhelming or unhealed, they can contribute to deep emotional pain. Understanding these scars is part of healing. Section 6. Lost connections, our environment, and the rise of sadness. Humans are social creatures. We need each other. We need to feel like we belong. We need to feel seen and valued. This need for connection is fundamental. It is as important as our need for food or shelter. When these connections are broken or missing, we suffer deeply. This is a core reason for much of our pain. Our modern world can sometimes feel lonely even when we are surrounded by people or connected to hundreds online. Social media can promise connection, but sometimes it leaves us feeling more isolated. Comparing our messy lives to perfect online images, we often live far from our families. Our communities might not be as strong. Work is a big part of our lives. If your work feels meaningless, if you have no control over what you do, if you are treated badly there, this can crush your spirit. Humans need to feel a sense of purpose. We need to feel our efforts matter. A lack of this is a deep disconnection. Our physical environment matters too. Spending time in nature can lift our spirits, but many of us live in concrete jungles with little access to green spaces. Living in unsafe or uncaring neighborhoods is hard. We are not separate from our surroundings. Our environment talks to us and we listen. We need environments that nourish us. Section 7, more prone to the storm, who feels depression more deeply. Some people seem to feel things more intensely. They might be more sensitive to their surroundings and to the emotions of others. This is not a weakness or a flaw. It is just a different way of experiencing life. But this sensitivity can sometimes mean that difficult experiences hit harder, making them more vulnerable to deep sadness. Having a long-term physical illness is tough. Living with chronic pain every day is draining. Dealing with a condition that limits your life, this can understandably lead to feelings of despair. The illness itself can cause changes in the body, changes that affect mood, plus illness can be very isolating, disconnecting you from your normal life and activities. Other mental health challenges can be linked. Anxiety and depression often go hand in hand. It can be hard to tell where one ends and the other begins. Struggling with one can make you more likely to experience the other. It's like they are unwelcome companions, each making the other feel worse. Sometimes people use substances to cope, things like alcohol or drugs. They might use them to numb painful feelings or to try and escape from their reality. But this often makes depression worse in the long run. Substances can change brain chemistry. They can lead to more problems in life, creating a difficult cycle that is hard to break. Section 8, finding our way back, healing paths beyond pills. The good news is that healing is possible. Depression does not have to be a life sentence. There are many different paths to feeling better. What works for one person might not work for another. It is about finding what helps you reconnect with yourself, with others, with meaning. The journey back can take time and effort, but hope is a powerful first step. Talking about your feelings can make a huge difference. Therapy provides a safe space for this. A therapist can help you understand your depression. They can teach you new ways of thinking and new ways of coping with difficult emotions. Different types of therapy exist, like cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT, or therapies focused on human connection and needs. Medication is an option for some people. Antidepressants can help to lift the fog. They can provide some relief from intense symptoms. This might make it easier to engage in therapy or to make other positive life changes. But medication is not a magic solution. It does not fix the underlying reasons for depression. It should be considered carefully with a doctor. Lifestyle changes can also be incredibly powerful. Regular physical activity is very effective. Getting enough sleep is crucial for mood. Eating a healthy diet supports brain health. Spending time in nature can be healing. And, crucially, building meaningful social connections. Finding ways to contribute and feel valued. These are all vital parts of the healing journey. Section 9. Weaving a stronger web. Can we prevent this epidemic? Can we do more than just treat depression? Can we actually prevent it from happening so often? I believe we can, but it requires a shift. A shift in how we think about mental health and a shift in how we live together. We need to build resilience not just in individuals but in our communities and societies. This is a collective responsibility. One of the most important things is fostering real connection. We need to actively fight against loneliness. This means creating spaces where people feel they belong, encouraging face-to-face interactions, building supportive neighborhoods and workplaces, teaching children the importance of empathy and the skills for healthy relationships. Connection is the antidote to despair. Finding meaning and purpose is vital for well-being. When people feel their lives have meaning, they are more resilient to stress and sadness. This can come from many sources: meaningful work, volunteering, creativity, caring for others, or spiritual practices. Society should help people find these things, not just focus on material success. Ultimately, preventing depression means changing our world. We need to look at the systems that cause distress. High-pressure work cultures need to change. Economic insecurity needs to be addressed. We need to value well-being over endless growth. We need to create societies that meet our deep human needs for connection, meaning, and agency. A healthier world means healthier minds.